Hi again! Today, my next topic is going to be a higher arabesque above 90 degrees. Beautiful arabesque lines are actually not my forte. In fact, I have a back injury, so I have a lot of problems and issues with my arabesque. But this was caused because I didn't do my arabesques properly as I was young. I would force them up, or I would cheat my way through them. And I know I know you know what I'm talking about. You know how you put it towards the side, you would distort your lines so that they would look higher. So those things are what you should avoid doing because they're going to affect you in the future. So if you want to stop the risk of getting back injuries or things like that, then I would suggest you start doing your arabesques properly. And if you're struggling to get the perfect arabesque, I'm going to give you a few tips that you can try doing. And this has really helped me, especially after my injury. I'll be honest, if you don't really have like a flexible lower back, it's really going to be more difficult. But as long as you put in the work, then you're going to be able to get that really nice arabesque, at least to 90 degrees, a really square and clean one. So let's try to go through these tips, and I hope you can enjoy and learn from this. So number one is your back flexibility. So you have to work on your back flexibility. It's harder to get a higher extension if your back isn't as flexible. So you're wondering why some of your classmates can get their legs higher. It's because their lower back is a little more flexible. Some of them are really just gifted with a lower back flexibility. But don't feel bad because you also have your strength. So you can be good at jumping or turning the things they aren't good at. So you can always improve on this. And I can give you just like one exercise would be good, like the cobra stretch. Do you know when you're on the floor and you push up from the floor? So I'm going to show that in a little while. So enjoy. So doing your cobra stretch, it's important to remember that you don't fall on your shoulders. The goal is to lengthen up your spine, not the height of this stretch. What we're trying to do here is to build the strength to support your arabesque or your spine and to stretch it up. You can imagine someone pulling your hair up as you go through this stretch, and there shouldn't be pressure on your lower spine. Otherwise, it's wrong. The work should come from the center or from your core, and you'll feel a nice stretch up. My tip number two is to square yourself. To square yourself in arabesque means that your arm isn't, let's say, going away from you. Your back leg especially is behind you. So remember, your back leg, you should always feel like it's in between your shoulder blades, sorry. So you shouldn't get your arabesque out. So I know a lot of people do this. I'm going to show you a video in a while of what I'm talking about. So it's easier to always do the what they call arabicon, because it's in between an alasicon and an arabesque, which you should avoid doing, because in my teen years I would do that to cheat my way to get a higher arabesque, and mind you, it didn't help me when I got older. So eventually, if you cheat your arabesque when you're young, when you're older, you're going to feel the effects. So besides the cobra stretch, I like to use my shakot band. So this band is really nice because it's made out of cloth, not like the gainer band, and you can use it to stretch your back, especially when it's warm already. So make sure you warmed up your back, like you've done like some hip rolls and things like that, and then you can use this flexibility band to do some stretches. So this is what I like to do. So usually what I do is put it through my shoulder, fold, put it on my leg, and stretch. So this way you can stretch your back, square it properly. What I mean about open shoulder and hip, putting it outside, so like what I said, you should develop your turnout. You should never put your leg here, even as you're stretching. Look, so this is what I mean when I say it's not square, it's outside. So it should stay behind your shoulder blades. There. And I heard that it's really bad to do this, like to pump up and down for your spine. So the motion isn't really good, like especially for your lower spine, it tends to pinch in and out. So I suggest you just hold it long and learn to lengthen out your leg as it goes. And you'll notice that your leg is gonna start to go higher and higher without needing to do this kind of pump. Number 3 is to turn out. So turning out in arabesque is really, really difficult, and it's one of the hardest things to achieve because maintaining your turnout while doing your arabesque is requiring your muscles to really hold your turnout, and that's one of the hardest things to do, especially when you're in arabesque. You tend to kind of want to just turn in so that you can get that leg a little higher, but you always also have to engage your core muscles, which is your, of course, band around your waist, your human corset, as they say in Pilates. And our goal is to achieve the ultimate range of your turnout. So it's really important that you always work your turnout muscles so that you get constant improvement every day instead of falling back down. So I wanted to explain something about the turnout. So I noticed that a lot of girls think that their turnout only comes from places like the hips and things like that, but you can really develop a bad turnout if you don't know how to use the muscles around here, like your core area, properly. So I'm going to probably have a video about what core muscles really are, because everyone thinks it's just your abs, but abs and core are two different things. And my last tip is that you should strengthen your back and your core. So not just flexibility, you also have to build an equal amount of strength around your body. I always like to remember that my whole body and everything in it is connected. So it's not just my back working when I'm doing my arabesque, it's also my core, which is also supported by things around my hips, my turnout, my pelvis. Everything is connected. So those are things that you have to remember when you're doing any type of exercise, any type of movement, that everything in your body is connected. So what you should do is to slowly build this strength so that you can in the future benefit from them and keep dancing. So I hope you enjoyed this and my short video about back and higher arabesques. Let me know what else you want to hear on my channel. I'd love it if you could subscribe and click the like button. And that's all for today. Hi, ciao from Roma.